That's what that is.
This whole story is completely nuts.
Yep, it is. Well, let's go
Please,
take a look at that
excuse
room
me.
then.
I have to go now.
So be it.
But first, that's an elevator, right?
It seems this monorail is controlled from somewhere else.
Not an elevator. Okay, let's go. Check out this shrine he built. Let's see. Nothing. Those are obviously her dresses that she sang in. What's in this drawer? Young Helena Romanski's crystal clear voice moves amateurs and professionals alike, gathered for the 9th Voix d'Or Festival in Brussels. The young Russian soprano was the revelation of the event. She is an exceptionally talented singer, and at the tender age of 20, Helena looks to have a very promising career ahead of her. Helena Romanski's finest numbers are collected here on this golden disc, millions of copies of which are being sold around the world. Comrade Helena Romanski sings for the people. Her series of recitals with piano performed in the factories of our great republic. After Kiev, our diva arrives at Komkolsgrad. Ravishing Helena is seen here with the factory director, Comrade Borodine, and several admirers. Helena Romanski's success in Europe is assured. The great Helena Romanski, our nation's glory, appears and triumphs every night on Europe's most famous stages. Following from Milan, Paris, and Vienna, Helena Romanski gave an exceptional recital in which her voice was even more powerful and moving than ever. Helena Romanski at this point is at the peak of her artistic career, and the recitals that year are exceptional. The high point and testimony to this greatness is her unforgettable interpretation of Rigoletto, sung with her great friend, the Russian tenor Frank Malkovich. Let us not forget that the latter has recently decided to pursue his career in the United States. Yesterday evening, adoring crowds filled out the Bolshoi to say their fond farewells to Helena Romanski, their diva, making her last ever public appearance. Romanski revolutionized lyrical artistry, and her name has already passed into posterity. Through the well of emotion, her fatigue and illness, she merely managed to utter a tearful thank you. Series of letters. Dear Helena, pray forgive me such familiarity of tone. I have written to you so often and for so long now that I feel I have come to know you intimately through my correspondence. I hope if my previous letters have reached you that you share this feeling. I am writing to you at this address for the 112th time. I hope that one day you will return here and you will find one of my letters. This one, maybe. I can only hope. It's just that I have so much to say to you, so much to share. My work progresses well. As I wrote before, the hardest part was to put theory into practice, but I am gradually finding solutions to the problems and have managed to add a whole host of fine adjustments. The grand organ is now nearly complete. I can't wait for you to see it. Madam, I have transformed my factory into a crown, and I hope that you will be its jewel. It is a magnificent stage, one worthy of your talent and beauty. Helena, I feel so close to you. You and you alone are all I think about. The more time that goes by, the more certain I become that one day you will visit me in this factory. That is dedicated entirely to you. I have immense hope in my heart and am waiting your acceptance of my invitation. Yours in faith and devotion, Sergei Borodine. This was sent in 1997. Now, this might stump you for a while. If you remember back to all of Kate's calls with her mom, she's mentioning a singer named Frank Malkovich. Now, he was just mentioned as one of Helena's friends.
Hi, Mom?
Kate! What? Have you seen the time? Why are you phoning me in the middle of the night?
Sorry, Mom. I forgot about the time zones. Did I wake you?
Well, of course you woke me up. I was sleeping deeply, too. I've simply got to get my beauty sleep. I've got an absolutely crazy day tomorrow.
I'm sorry. It's just that it's real important and urgent. I haven't got a lot of time.
Well, if it really can't wait till tomorrow, Munchkin, come on, tell your mommy what's up. No way I'm calling Dan for you if that's what you want.
Mom, listen, please. I seem to remember you're seeing Marovich or something like that at the moment.
No. Malkovich, Munchkin. Frank Malkovich.
Yeah, right. So, but he's an opera singer, right?
That's right. They say he had the finest voice of his time, my dear. Imagine that.
That's just great. So then he must have known a famous singer called Helena Romanski. She's Russian, too. Please, if you can ask him if...
Listen, honey, if it's stars you're after, Frank knows them all. I'll just wake him up and let him tell you himself.
You mean he's...
Frank, do you know this woman named... Oh, you do? Oh, Kate, listen, you're still there. Frank tells me he did hang out with a Romanski once, but it was platonic. You know those singers. She's a great soprano.
Great. Does he know where she went? Does she still sing? Where does she live?
1 second, Munchkin. Do you know? Oh. Frank says she was very ill and she withdrew from circulation. Really? Oh, what is... Oh, okay. She went to rest in some spa somewhere. He thinks it was called Arlbad, but it was 15 years ago and he's not sure. And, well, honey, when Frank wakes up, he always takes a little bit of time to get going, you know.
Thanks a bundle, Mom. And Frank, too. You're both fantastic. Love you both. And thanks again. Catch you later.
Okay, so now we know where we have to go. Let's go tell the director guy there. Maybe he can help us on the way. Now who's calling?
Hello?
Did I wake you up? I can't sleep at all. This whole business just keeps turning round and round in my head.
What business, Dan?
But Kate, that argument we had, have you forgotten? I really need to talk about that again.
Oh, I guess we were both a little high-strung, that's all. But don't sweat it, okay?
Yeah, sure. Getting carried away never solves anything, does it? I must say I felt really dumb when I hung up.
Really?
Yeah, I left the door to my office open and I was convinced everybody around heard me.
I'm so embarrassed, Dan. Please say I'm sorry to your colleagues from me.
It doesn't matter, honey. Promise me that you will never put me in that state again. You're usually so delightful. I have the impression that this journey is putting more than distance between us.
Well, it's true I'm living a whole load of new and amazing experiences.
Okay, I see. And still no Hans Vorarlberg?
No.
Keep me posted. You know how important you are to me. Hurry home, huh?
I'll try. Big hug, Dan.
Well, looks like they're trying to patch things up. Wonder how that's gonna go. I don't quite remember. Okay, let's see what this guy has to say now about Arrowbad.
Director,
Ah, it is you, Miss Walker.
Director, I think I know where Helena Romanski is.
My God, you have found Helena? That is fantastic.
Not quite found, but...
From my research, Helena Romanski is living in Arrowbad.
Arlbad. Helena Romanski is in Arlbad.
You know the town, then? You know where it is?
Of course. It was a famous spa resort. In its heyday, Arlbad welcomed all the big wigs of the regime. To be granted a stay there was a real honor. Today, the honor has gone, along with all the generals and colonels, all washed away with the sea.
It sounds like a good place if you need to take it easy or convalesce.
I think Madame Romanski would be happier here. I think she'll prefer the peace and quiet here, the perfect tranquility of our little town.
So how do we get there?
Why don't you come with me? After all, you're the person in the best position to convince Helena Romanski.
Unfortunately, since my accident, I seldom leave my office if I can avoid it. And it is not wise for a director to leave his city now, is it?
Not really.
How can I get to
There we go.
Arabad?
That's what I
There
wanted.
is one way that you can. Here in the city, there are no suitable vehicles left. But that drunk old fool living up there, he'll have something.
What drunken old fool? You mean you're not alone? What's up there?
You mean you haven't noticed the space compound on the plateau?
No.
There's still some pathetic old soldier guarding it. But he's more interested these days in reaching for another bottle than reaching for the stars.
And you think this gentleman could have a vehicle for me?
I haven't the slightest idea. If you catch him on a good day, then maybe. But good days for him are far and few between. I wish you luck.
How do I get up to the space compound then?
Yes,
There
please.
is a monorail that
Okay.
leads up to the Cosmodrome. When you are inside, I will activate
Okay,
the
that's good.
automatic pilot.
Now we finally get to use that monorail.
Okay, I'm going. Wish me luck.
I am counting on you, Miss Walker.
On to the space compound. Go see a Russian cosmonaut. The, well, Russian equivalent of the American astronaut. Now who's calling? Seriously, all these phone calls. Just one after the other.
Hello?
Kate! Oh, that you? How are you?
Olivia. Great, just the right person. Look, have you heard of Helena Romanski?
No. Is she some Russian fashion designer?
No, she's a singer. I'm going to be meeting her soon. I've just got to find a way of reaching Aralbad. Can you imagine how lucky I am?
Not really. Well, what relation's this singer got with the toy case? You sure you know what you're up to, Kate? You sound really different, like you're changing or something.
Look, it's like this. If I'm going to get to the end of my journey, I've got to link up this singer and the director of the Komkalsgrad Industrial City. Don't worry, I know exactly what I'm doing. Why did you say that I've changed?
I don't know, just an impression. You sound more sure of yourself, like stronger, more confident.
Huh.
And that's a problem?
Didn't even notice.
There you go. Just takes one word and you're up on your high horse. I'm beginning to see Dan's point of view. It's getting harder and harder to back you up all the time.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that I had a drink or two with Dan, because he wants to talk. He feels a bit lonely, you see?
And what's he been telling you?
Nothing. He just has the impression you're slipping away from him. He can't see where you're coming from anymore. Like, we went to the movies the other day, and he said that you would have loved the film, but I told him that...
You mean you're dating my fiancé?
No! No, not dating, Kate. Just propping him up while you're away. All in a good cause. I can keep an eye on him for you at the same time.
What would I do without you?
Oh, you're jealous. Huh. Well, that's a good sign. That means you want him. Now, that he'll be pleased to hear.
You seeing each other again soon?
Wrong here in the
Tomorrow
subtitles.
night. He invited me to dinner at the Goldbergs. You don't mind, do you, Kate?
No worries. Look, I've got to go, Olivia. Take care.
Maybe Dan's not trying to shore things up with Kate. Okay, what is over here?